this is the code for number 1. First, of course, we have to write include iostream, so our program can be running. And here we declare using namespace std first, so we don't have to write it again and again. And the type of the data is integer. Integer main, open, cout, enter 2 numbers. That means the user will see this sentence. And then cin num1 and num2. That means the user will be asked to enter 2 numbers. If num1 is larger than num2, then the output will be the larger number is num1. Else if num2 is larger than num1, that means the output will be the larger number is num2. This is for the other condition. If the user input 2 same numbers or the numbers are equal, then this will be the output and return 0. Let's try running our program. First, let's try 8 and 9. The larger number is 9 and minus 3 and minus 9. The larger number is minus 3. Let's try the case where the user input 2 equal numbers, 5 and 5. The output will be both numbers are equal. So that's it for number 1. Let's move on to number 2. And this is the code for number 2. First, of course, we have to write enclose iostream here, so the program can be running. And we declare using namespace std, so we don't have to write it again below. For the num1 and num2 and the largest out, we use integers as the type of the data, and font equals to false, we use boolean as the type of the data. Then open integer main, cout, that means the user will see the sentence, it put 2 integers, and the user will be asked to put into to put 2 number, cin num1 and num2. This is where the program check if the num1 entered by the user mod 2 is not equals to 0, that means the largest out is num1, then found are true. And the program check again for the num2 is num2 mod 2 is not equals to 0. If it yes, then the program check is that number 2 or the found is still false, or number 2 is bigger than the largest odd or this one. Then of course the new largest odds is num2 and found are also true. And this is the last decision. Is found still false? If it's yes, then no odd numbers entered. If it's no, then the largest, this is we're going to be the output, return 0. And then let's try running a program. Input this one and this one. Okay. That means the largest odd integers is minus 3. Let's try positive integer 7 and 9. And let's try another case too, where there's no odd integer entered by user. No odd numbers entered. That's it for number 3. That's it for number 2. Let's move on to number 3. If we see the code here, the code integer number we set first with the data type integer. Why the integer? Because the question asks the user for input the number 1, number 2, number 3 as the integer. Why we don't use double? Karena di situ tuh kan udah jelas-jelas integer bilangan bulat gitu kan. Kalau bilangan decimal kan bukan bilangan bulat gitu. So integer main count input 3 integers number, which is the count here. The program will show the user or will ask the user for it to input the number 1, number 2, number 3. So we check if number 1 is bigger than number 2 and if number 1 bigger than number 3, and then the output is the larger number is number 1. But if no, then we check else if. Why here else if? Because as we can see here, in the beside the code else if, so it means else if like this. Kayak sebagai bahasanya disederhanakan aja gitu loh, tapi mananya sama-sama aja gitu. So check number 2 bigger number 3, then the count the larger number is number 2. But if no, then else the larger number is number 3 and return. Return here mean kita menjamin apa sih bahasanya, kayak memastikan udah nggak ada nih error yang di dalam apa sih, udah pastiin udah nggak ada error di dalam integer main ini gitu loh, di dalam. Nah, kalau misalnya kita jalanin nih kodenya, if we run the code, misalnya I put here 3, 5, and 7, and then output the largest number is 7. That this is the code for the program for number 4. This is not so different from the other number. The type of the data for A, B, C, and no, and also the largest odd is all integer. Integer main open, see out, enter 3 integers. But this is where the user will going to input 3 number, and then this decision, well, we're going to check is A mod 2 equals to 1. That means the largest odd now is A. The same thing as the 2 other number for B and C, but of course for B and C we're going to check if they are bigger than the largest odd. This is the last decision. We're going to check the largest odd is still null or not. If it's yes, then no odd numbers were entered. But if it's yes, then the largest odd now is the number, the largest odd that the user has entered. Student 0. Let's try running our program. Let's use 3, 4, and 6 here. No. 3, 4, and 6. That means the output will be 3. That's true. Now we check for the all of it will going to be an even number, 8 and 4. The output will be no odd numbers were entered. Well, that's for number 4. We see the code here, number 5. Okay, integer. Why? Because ya, as we know that yang diminta kan adalah integer gitu, integer bilangan bulat gitu. Terus integer main, kalinya ini input n, masukin n, while kan bigger than less than n, input number, sin number, masukin di sini user bakal masukin numbernya. So berjalan seperti and then like this, max number ini maksudnya maksimum ya, maxnya nilai max the largest integernya, count plus and count the largest positive number is max now. So if we see here, run compile, yes. So okay, input n 3, dan di sini baru input numbernya gitu. Input numbernya misalnya 3, 4, dan 5. Maka laju positif numbernya 5 gitu. And then that's all. This is the code for number 6. Of course, I already explained what this is, and this is we will declare the type of the data, and all of this we're using type of the data or integer, and then integer main opens cout input n. That means the user will see the sentence, then then cin n. That means the user will be asked to enter an integer. Well, I is less or equal to n, then cout input number cin is none. That means the user will be asked to enter a number. If num mod 2 equals to 0, that means the number is odd, then the process of sum out and count out will be the program will do the sum out, and the program will do the process of sum out in count out, and then after that the program will go to the I plus 1. Then after the program already received number as much as the n integer, then the program will give an output of the sum of odd numbers and the count of odd numbers, then return to 0. So let's try the code. Okay, let's try with 5 here, then 1 7 6 2 and 8. The sum of odd number is 8 and the count of odd number is 2, which is 1 and 7. When we all know 1 plus 7 is 8, that means the program running perfectly. Well, that's it for number 6. Let's move on to number 7.
So if we see the code here, the number 7, double. Why we use double? Karena ada kemungkinan kenapa kita pakai double di sini? Karena bisa jadi karena di sini tuh nanti si sumnya ini apa sih bahasanya, di ininya nih, di apa ya, di average itu kan bakal karena rata-rata kan ya, jadi bisa jadi dia itu koma gitu, makanya kita pakai double. Nah, kenapa kawan di sini pakai integer? Karena integer kan nggak mungkin kawan itu nggak mungkin integer gitu, kawan itu nggak mungkin integer, kawan itu nggak mungkin kawan itu nggak mungkin desimal gitu. Sorry, ini seharusnya pakai integer. Kenapa integer? Karena itu kan bilangan bulat ya, yang diminta adalah bilangan bulat, makanya di sini dipakai bilangan bulat. Nah, di sini juga bilangan bulat. Nah, gitu. So do like this one, enter number yang tadi itu sum misalkan plus maksudnya kan ditambah 1 ya. Well, sama ini. Nah, di sini kalau kita lihat average, kenapa di sini pakai double? Karena tadi itu sumnya itu kan ditambah 1 kan ya. Sumnya itu tipe datanya kan integer. So, but because di sini the data type of average is double, maka sumnya ini kita juga unin dia double gitu. Maksudnya kenapa si average ini pakai double? Karena untuk bahasa, karena rata-rata ini kebanyakan bukan kebanyakan sih, kemungkinannya itu dia desimal gitu. Jadi kenapa sum ini kita bagi kita unin dia pakai double? Karena kemungkinan juga dia ternyata siapa tahu bisa dia positif kenapa dia pakai double ini yang sum per count ini? Karena itu buat dia yang di apa sih bahasanya, outputnya dikeluarin itu dia berupa desimal gitu loh. So misalnya kita coba ya, aduh aku pilih misalnya nih, cek. Nah, oke, what is input n ya, 4 input enter number 4, misalnya 4 5 6 2 4 6 7 9 10, 11. Nah, kita lihat di sini kan dia bakal terus berjalan nih, nggak bakal terus menerus, dia bakal berhenti sampai kita masukin negatif nih. Nah, baru dia selesai akhirnya yang 3 dan 2. Nah, kita lihat di sini kan average-nya dia koma, makanya kita pakai double biar komanya ini, desimalnya ini juga bisa kehitung, terlihat lah gitu bahasanya. Now I'm gonna di kodenya. If you see the code here, integer n, integer factor, string, factor list. Why we use string? Karena factor list itu berupa teks. So count, so the program asks the user for input the integer, input the number, and then we do this one, string factor. Nah, if we see here, why there is a data type to string, because you see here factor, data tipe datanya itu kan integer, sedangkan faktor list itu adalah string. Makanya faktor ini kita ubah tipe datanya itu menjadi string gitu. Nah, terus kalau kita lihat misalnya if we run the code, it will be something like this. Misalnya 9. If this example is 9, then 1, 2, and 1, 3, and then 9. Only that. Gitu. Kita lihat kodenya di sini. Integer number, kita set dulu number, ini maksudnya number ya, yang dimasukin oleh user. Kita set pakai integer karena ini diminta integer juga kan. Terus count-nya juga pakai integer, i-nya juga pakai integer. Nah, di sini count input number, maksudnya di sini program itu minta user tuh masukin data gitu. Baru kita cek if number bigger than 0, if yes, then while 1 less equal than number, then if number modul yang persen ini maksudnya modul ya, mod 1 sama dengan mod i sama dengan 0, maka count-nya bertambah, tapi kalau tidak i-nya yang bertambah gitu loh. Dua-duanya sih tambah. Jadi kalau yes, count dan i-nya bertambah, kalau no cuma i aja yang bertambah. Nah, count-nya ini yang ini. So else-nya count invalid number. Selain yang itu, kalau kita lihat di sini kalau kita jalani programnya, misalnya input numbernya 9 kayak nomor 8 tadi, maka di sini 3 gitu. Tapi kalau misalnya kita masukinnya 12 nih. Nah, dia bakal the number of factor of number is kenapa 6, 6, why 6? Karena kan faktor dari 12 itu 1, 2, 3, 4 dan 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 sama apa satu lagi ya? 1, 2 sama 12 ya, 6 kan totalnya gitu. Kayak gitu selesai. Nah, untuk number berikutnya saya serahkan, I give to my friend Dahlia.
This is the code for number 10. First, of course, I'm going to explain again. That's why we use include in our stream, so our code can be running. We declare using namespace std here, so we don't have to write it again below. And for num and I, the type of the data that they're using is integer. Then integer main, open, see out input number. That means the user will see this sentence, and then see in num. That's where the user will be to ask to enter the number. If the num is less or equal to 10 or equal to 1, that means the number is not a prime number. Else if this I already explained this and this too. This is the while condition. This while condition will end when I is no longer less or equals to the number that entered by the user. Then between 0. Let's see. Let's running our program. First, let's use the same number as we use as the example in the flowchart, which is 13. Here, this 13 is prime number. Another one. 6. Of course, 6 is not a prime number. Let's try a minus number. No. 3. Minus 3 is not a prime number because let's use minus 30 here. Minus 30. Minus 13 is not prime number. That means our program can read all the number, or can check all the number perfectly. Well, that's it from me. Thank you for watching our video about the explanation of this exercise.